From soaring tall, massively overweight, and ridiculously strong, here are 10 of the largest humans to ever live. Included in this list is the giant Robert Wadlow, who holds the record for the world's tallest man, standing 8'11", and John Brower Minnoch, who holds the record for the heaviest man to ever live, weighing 1,400 pounds, while just being 6'1", and Angus McCaskill, who was once rumored to lift a 2,800-pound anchor to his chest. You will not believe your eyes when we show you 10 of the largest humans to ever live. Number 10. Andre the Giant. Andre wore a size 24 shoe. He was 7'4" and weighed a staggering 520 pounds. Andre loved traveling and often traveled for his wrestling and acting career, but he ultimately had trouble getting a cab. He either couldn't fit inside the cab or the cab drivers kept driving away from him. Rumor has it Andre went out drinking one night in Quebec, and one member of a group of 4 men slapped him on the back. Andre followed the men out of the club as they went and sat in their car. Andre reportedly went over to the car and flipped the entire car on its back while the 4 men were inside. The 4 men couldn't believe their eyes. Luckily, nobody was severely hurt. Besides the car, that is. Andre was better known to be a heavy drinker as well, and it was said that one time he drank 100 beers in 45 minutes. Number 9. Hafthor Bjornsson. Hafthor is commonly referred to as one of the strongest athletes of all time. He's a whopping 6'9" and weighs 350 pounds. He currently holds the record for the heaviest deadlift, deadlifting 1,104 pounds. The Icelandic professional strongman broke 2 more records. He broke the 1,000-year-old world record in February, carrying a 30-foot, 1,433-pound log, then breaking another record at the Arnold Sports Festival in 2015 by throwing a 56-pound kettlebell over 19 feet. Number 8. Angus McCaskill. Angus McCaskill was not only a giant, but he was in great shape. He weighed 425 pounds and was 7'9". It was said that he once lifted an anchor to his chest that weighed 2,800 pounds, and he could carry 250 pounds with 3 fingers. Another witness reported that he could walk around and carry a 350-pound barrel in each arm. Located in Scotland, he has his own museum that over 9,000 people a year visit. The museum features a full-size model of how tall he was, and there's plenty of opportunity to take pictures and videos. Number 7. Mills Darden. Born in Rich Square, North Carolina in 1799, Mills was a staggering 7'6", but this isn't the impressive thing about him. Not only was he 7'6", but he weighed right about 1,000 pounds. He was an innkeeper and farmer and was one of the heaviest men to ever live. For being so tall, you would think he had some large children. However, he had multiple children, and the tallest of them was just 5'11". Mills died at age 57 and was buried in Lexington, Tennessee. Number 6. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Though Arnold isn't the biggest, tallest, or strongest on the list, he completely dominated bodybuilding, and his strength and physique are simply unmatched. Arnold moved to America with no money and no property. He stands at 6'2" and hovers around 235 pounds. He was the youngest person to ever win the annual Mr. Universe at just 20 years old, and went on to win the title a staggering 4 more times. He was the 38th governor of California and made his first start in the film industry in 1969 in the film Hercules in New York. He starred in many more movies over the years. Arnold is commonly known as the greatest bodybuilder of all time. Number 5. Greg Kovacs. Greg was 6'4" and had a fluctuating weight of around 340 pounds. Here's a picture of him standing next to bodybuilding professional Jay Cutler. You can see the size difference is substantial. His biceps peaked at 27 inches, and his chest 70 inches, and his legs an unbelievable 35 inches around. He was an absolute monster to the bodybuilding community. Toward the later half of the 1990s, he was known as the heaviest pro bodybuilder. He unfortunately passed away in his sleep due to heart failure at the age of just 44 years old. Number 4. Juan Pedro Franco. Juan held the Guinness World Record for being the heaviest man alive, weighing a whopping 1,311 pounds. He underwent several surgeries in the process of losing weight and even had to be transported to the hospital in a metal frame because he couldn't walk on his own. Juan was on the road to an early death. However, he completely changed his life around. In just 3 years, he dropped over 500 pounds and could finally get up and walk. He is now free of diabetes and has the ability to stand up on his own 2 feet. Go Juan! Stay tuned for the top 3 countdown. Number 1 will absolutely blow you away. Number 3. John Brower Minnoch. He is regarded as the heaviest man to ever live, having a height of just 6'1", and it's estimated John weighed 1,400 pounds. John at one point was on a diet of just 1,200 calories per day. He stayed on this diet for a total of 2 years and was able to lose almost 500 pounds. However, after being discharged, he put on 196 more pounds and passed away just 23 months later. John passed away at 41 years old and still currently remains the heaviest person to ever live, weighing 1,400 pounds. Number 2. John Rogan. John Rogan remains to be the tallest African American to ever live and was the second tallest human to live, right behind our number 1 spot coming up. John Rogan was 8'9" and weighed just 180 pounds. He was super skinny and tall. John got so tall, he developed ankylosis, which kept him from being able to stand or walk. He was driven by 2 goats and often sold his paintings and drawings on the corner of the train station and street. Number 1. Robert Wadlow. Wadlow remains the world record holder for the tallest person to ever live. He stood 8'11" and fluctuated around 470 pounds. The pictures and images of him are simply breathtaking. He towers over every single individual he stands next to. He lost his life at just 22 years old due to autoimmune disease. His ankle was irritated by a brace during a festival, which led to infection. He was treated with a blood transfusion and surgery, but his condition worsened to autoimmune disease, and he later died in his sleep. He passed John Rogan as the tallest person alive just 1 year before his death. Wadlow wore a size 37 shoe and is still celebrated to this day by Guinness World Records for being the tallest person to ever live.